Hey guys, Shadow here, and welcome back to Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. So I just happened to look over here, and I think that this harpoon is from that murder at the beginning of the game. It looks like that one. I don't remember what else we got, but anyways, looks like we have some more clues. Suspicious ingredients. Appears that the deadly plants, the alkaloid, and the caterpillars are somehow connected. Damn it. Okay. What is this? Set up the alkaloid from a chemical laboratory and the caterpillars and perform the experiment with the deadly plants. So I think that means I'm gonna have to go back to the divine place thingy. Some deadly plants. Submission, White's expulsion, White studies. Margaret White studies biology at London University. She enjoys the work, has a talent for it. Her specialist is exotic plants. Just last one that was left. I thought I'd try it, but it's just. So guess I'll go here because I could do something with that stuff there. So I don't know what else to do other than that. I don't think I can run the experiment at Kew Garden because of nothing popped up after I inspected the chemicals. I just said that everything was the same. Alkaloid.
This substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens. Perfect, Watson. We can begin our experiment.
Okay. So I needed the alkaloid from here, but now I need to go all the way over to Kew Gardens? Really? That doesn't make any sense. I don't think the alkaloid was over at Kew Gardens. Because it didn't come up with a question mark on the chemical thingy. But there is gold flakes there, so I'll probably need the gold flakes for some reason. There we go. So go to the laboratory. Set it like that. And
This is a table for...
Only this one is kept...
wait. What? Oh, goddamn it. I have to do it at Baker Street. I needed the alkaloid first, but I have to do the experiment at Baker Street. This is stupid. He mentioned that the experiment table looked just like his at home, so I figured I could run the experiment there. But no. There we go.
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall begin now. Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask.
The hell am I supposed to...
This is a strange and unusual plant.
He
A
said,
carnivorous plant.
okay.
A prickly plant.
I'm guessing it's gonna be that one. Okay, then. Oh, damn it! I missed what he said.
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
Okay, then.
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
That one becomes active.
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid.
Oh, Jesus! Well,
It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more.
what happens if I do this?
How
Oh!
interesting. What a strong and effective defensive mechanism. I am interested in what might occur if the prickly plant should shoot at it. I find the behavior of predators utterly fascinating.
Of course you do. Okay, so take you, swap with you, and no. Wait. Yeah. That's right. Because I'll take this, put alkaloid on here, open it.
It appears to open after being
Caterpillar
soaked with
in there.
alkaloid. Toxic gas with spores. Extraordinary. The plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
I have a general idea what's happening now. It is a complex process to prepare the deadly plants. The plant combination had to be placed close by the victim and triggered at the precise moment. Its ambitions did. The Divine Syndicate left the plants at Kew Gardens in order to... No. Someone stole the deadly plants before the Divine Syndicate were able to, because they said that they weren't there. Nope, didn't think so. I don't know what else to do, so we'll just go back to Kew Gardens, I guess. Find out how to simulate the deadly plants in the Colonial Collection. Before performing the experiment in the Colonial Collection room, talk to the suspects about the day of the murder. And in future days. Back to Kew Gardens we go! So I think I'm almost positive I know who it is. His son might have had a reason, and Miss White might have had a reason, but I'm almost positive it's I forgot his name. Martin Hamish. Because his office is directly across from that spot. And he had a window that could see into it. And I'm pretty sure he had ventilation control.
Mr. Hamish, was someone from your family connected with Kew Gardens?
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
Okay, then.
I do not think so. This photograph of you and your father at Kew Gardens suggests the opposite.
But you have no right to.
Do tell us more about your father.
He was, indeed, the greatest botanist of his time in the British Empire. He worked together with Montague Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
Did he get on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I couldn't say that. They expanded Kew Gardens together, that was all. And it was all my father's work. For Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role. But the worst of it was, he declared himself as the master of Kew Gardens. Fame meant nothing to my father. So it was easy for Mr. Dunn to take all the credit.
Are you aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The Divine what? Is this a joke?
No, I am quite serious.
What a ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
I feel like you're lying to me.
There is a bust of Montague Dunn in the nursery.
A bust? Oh, that old thing. Further proof of that outrageous ego of his.
But why in that room in particular?
Oh, I don't know. It has always been there.
No.
It is strange, because I recovered a fragment of the bust inside the Colonial Collection Room.
Really? Oh, well, so I am mistaken. It ought to have been removed during the cleanup. This room is so small.
Do you know who moved it?
I have no idea. Surely Mr. Dunn requested it. Do you have any more questions like this? Because fragments of rock are not my responsibility.
Evidently. Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
He's getting more suspicious now. Yeah. Nope. Martin Hamish had a motive. He believed that he and his father lives have been ruined by Dunn, who had taken the credit for all of their work. Hamish wished to take over the dictatorship of Kew Gardens, but he knew that he would not be possible with Dunn still alive. So he definitely has motive. He's only doing it because he feels like he has to. The whole servant thing, though, is starting to stick in my head a little bit. Your servant, Albert? Miss White?
Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious. Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysa, something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes, he came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. And about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
Okay.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh my God.
I perceive that you are passionate about the Royal Navy.
Passionate? No, not really. I like ships, that is all.
Are you quite sure? You do not seem to be so interested in plants.
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
I guess that.
And yet I know that the Royal Naval College rejected your application.
Ah, you truly are as clever as they say. Yes, that's correct. And in fact, my father was strongly against the idea. He did his best to ruin my plans, although I almost did succeed. But my dreams were shattered, Mr. Holmes.
I can't imagine he killed his father for that.
Tell me, have you ever heard of the Divine Syndicate?
No, I cannot say that I have.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Albert had a motive to kill his father, Montague Dunn. Dunn had thwarted Albert's dream of joining the Royal Navy. By killing his father, Albert could have revenge and eventually succeed in his father's place as the director of Kew Gardens. But I don't think he knows enough about plants to be able to pull that off. And he could be faking, but still. And the only one that seems to know about toxins is Hamish. She's in the seed room. So I'm gonna go this way. Fastest way is through this walkway, I think, not through the nursery. The nursery would be a slower way to go. I could have went through the back way, but apparently it's not what I was gonna do.
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
So she was working in the laboratory.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house.
I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
Okay, then.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
Okay, then.
The Divine Syndicate. Does that name mean anything to you, by any chance?
Not at all. But it is a very pretty name.
Thank you, miss.
Okay, then.
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
What are you doing, Watson? Inhaling the spores. Escaping the room.
When Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system.
I just thought about something, though.
The
Keys.
caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes.
Okay, then. So to get to the... Jesus. So if he never left, if he went to his office, and right there.
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window.
Okay. So apparently that doesn't work until I actually do something out here. Wait a minute.
From here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
So that makes sense. Still have to come over here and activate it.
Before starting the engine, I need to enable the power supply.
Okay, then.
The power is on. The engine cannot be started whilst the transmission is active. The engine has started. The
Okay, then.
ventilation system is working.
So then the only place that you can see it is from this building, which is I forgot his name. Again.
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one.
Jesus. Didn't know I had to activate both of them. Wait a minute. Somebody said that somebody was in the seed
Perfect.
house.
Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
It works perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
Right. Deadly precision. Hamish's opportunity. Martin Hamish had the opportunity to stimulate the deadly plants in the Colonial Collection Room. As a biologist, he would have understood the technicality of how to do this. Hamish is guilty. Martin Hamish could be the killer. He had the opportunity to steal the Divine Syndicate's plants and stimulate them from his workplace directly after he had locked Montague Dunn inside the Colonial Collection Room. Rest. Murder. What did they say? But how did they get their plants back? Disagreement. Mrs. White and Mr. Dunn had a recent disagreement. Montague Dunn was planning to release Miss White from her position at the Kew Gardens. The knowledge Miss White acquired at the university might not be enough to guarantee the correct reaction of the deadly plants. Miss White had the biological knowledge to stimulate the deadly plants. I don't know. I don't think she did, but he's not very good at botany. It is doubtful that he could have learned how the plants might release their deadly spores. The only person that had the experience is Hamish. Because
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
no, let's not go to Scotland Yard. We still have to listen to that tape roll. Oh shit, I'm trying to hit space to open the door. I don't want to go to... No, I don't want to go there. I want the exit. Move, Watson! I think the exit's over here. Yes. Shit, no it's not. Damn it. There we go. Alright, let's see what this tape says.
Here it is.
20.
Cylinder Records.
These plants, classified as shrubs or grasses, have adapted to their arid environment due to a system of underground roots.
This recording seems very long. It is unnecessary to listen to all of it. Miss White was in the laboratory, as she told us.
So it couldn't have been her. I'm almost positive it has to be him. Why is there objects of interest, though, on here?
Nursery.
So wait, where's the office at? It's there. You can see right into the Colonial Collection room. Oh no! Okay. I think something just went wrong again, but my recording's still going, so I'm going to end this here so that doesn't screw up my recording. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, see you later.